Hi, I'm Lucy Bloom and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be chatting about how to grow avocado trees from seeds. I really hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, remember to subscribe. Okay, let's get going. Avocado seeds are wonderfully easy to germinate. They've got a fantastic germination rate and they're amazing plants for friends as well. You can germinate a whole bunch and give them all out to your planty pals. There's just a few things that you have to bear in mind. Starting from the beginning, when you are cutting the avocado, try not to nick the seeds. If you do nick it, it's not the end of the world. I know that I've done it a bunch of times before and my seeds have still germinated. It does just increase that kind of rate of failure. Another thing to bear in mind, wash the seed really thoroughly. Properly spend your time on this. Give it a lovely wash, and what I usually do is I'll leave it in water for 2 to 4 hours after that. That means any pulp, any kind of mush that's left in the avocado that I couldn't see previously will absorb that water and become far more visible and easier for me to scrub off. But when I'm saying scrubbing, I'm meaning cleaning, not properly scrubbing, because one thing you need to bear in mind is do not remove the seed capsule. The seed capsule is this brown layer around the seed. You can see it there. The whole of that brown bit, that's a seed capsule. And inside that seed capsule is the seed itself, and that is bright white. If you're scrubbing and it's becoming white, stop right away, you're doing it wrong. I can show you the white here. I've got a wee bit that's gone a wee bit on the white side. Here is the seed capsule there. That white bit, if you get to white, you've got to stop. Avocado pits come in all sorts of wonderful and weird sizes and shapes. Some of them can be completely circular. This one here is quite tapered. Now, every avocado seed has a bottom and a top, and it's vital you figure out what side is which. Now, it's typical that the bottom, that's the side your roots are going to grow out of, is kind of a wee bit in the fatter side, and it also may have a pale circle in the bottom there. So yes, that would be the bottom side, and the top side is the more tapered side, the kind of the side like that. My one looks like that, and that's where the sprout is going to come from. But every now and again you're going to get perfectly rounded ones, and it's going to be really difficult to tell the difference. One of the secrets is to look for this kind of wee guy there, that kind of wee pale dot. Some avocado seeds don't have that, however, so just kind of be mindful of the shape. It's important that you can distinguish the top from the bottom, as if you don't, you'll be growing the roots up and the sprout down, and that's not going to germinate correctly. When you've located the bottom and the top of the seed, you're going to want to put it in some kind of scaffold so that it can be kept in water. Now, the classic is cocktail sticks. They are cheap, you can find them anywhere, they're biodegradable, they are perfect. I've seen a lot of people use nails and screws, but I think I'd just leave that out. It seems to me like it would damage the seed after a period of time, especially if it was quite kind of well into that seed. So just play it safe, use some cocktail sticks. Now, get about 3 to 4 cocktail sticks, and then just above midway, so just kind of angling towards the tapered end, get 3 to 4 of them and angle them downwards and pop them in. The aim of the game is to kind of suspend this seed midway in a glass or some kind of container. Once again, the bottom is on the bottom, it faces downwards. I've done that earlier on. I wanted to spare you having to see me kind of figure out the logistics of getting 3 in, kind of evenly spaced. So I've done that myself a wee bit ago. You can see it's in a glass container, and that's so that I can see the roots go when they eventually do go. Now, avocado seeds are going to have you on. You're going to think they have died, that they're not going to germinate. All the online tutorials and blogs that I've seen often say it can take 3 to 4 weeks before absolutely anything happens. Now, I think they're lying. I've done this a whole bunch of times, and I've never really seen movement before 5, 6 weeks. It can take up to 8 weeks for anything to happen. So you're going to have a strong urge to bin this plant, but bear with me, stick with it. The important thing to do is to change the water. Now, what I usually do is I will try and change the water every single day, at least for the beginning of the growing process. Eventually I'll lose interest, and it'll be the case that I'll do it whenever I remember, maybe once every 2 to 3 days. But as long as you're changing the water, there's still a really good chance this plant is going to germinate. Just stick with it and have a wee bit of faith. So what's going to happen next with your seed? So the first thing is it's going to start to dry out. So you're going to see all these kind of crackles appear on the top of it as the skin is drying out. And then the next thing is you're going to see a crack. Now it's going to emerge and go from the top to the bottom of the seed. And out of that seam, you're going to get your tap root emerge. So of course that's going to be in the bottom. You're just going to see it there one day. Be fantastic. You'll be absolutely overjoyed. The important thing is when this taproot emerges is never let it dry out. That's completely imperative. If the water gets below the level of this taproot, you're at risk of having a dead plant on your hands. When that taproot has established itself, you're going to see your seed sprout. And when it sprouts, it sprouts. They're going to rocket up really, really quickly. One thing to bear in mind though is to either pinch out or cut your seedling. Now, I've got these guys here to show you what I mean. This one here, I planted, put it in water maybe 3 months ago now, just going on 3 months, and it's looking lovely. It's got lovely leaf growth. It looks fantastic for its size. It's just a lovely wee plant. But this one here, I've now had this for roughly 4 months, 4.5 months, and it's ginormous. It has got a lot of leaf growth, but it's also got a lot of baldy bits. You can see this bit here, nothing's happening. These wee guys here do look promising. They look as though they could become lovely new leaves, but they've been looking promising now for roughly 3 weeks. So I wouldn't predict anything's going to happen very fast from them. So yeah, you can see between these plants, this one looks lovely, and this one frankly looks a wee bit on the straggly side. Neither of these have been cut or pruned. So that's why this guy looks the way he does. But you can change that through pruning. When you say pinching or cutting, what that encourages in the plant is 2 things. So in avocado trees, it will encourage a stronger, thicker trunk, which is fantastic. And it will also encourage more leaf growth, just kind of outwards instead of upwards, which is fantastic. That's the look you want for an avocado tree. Now, when you're going to want to do this is roughly when it gets between 15 and 20 centimetres. This one here has just reached the 20 mark. When it does, I want to clip it down to between 8 centimetres and 10 centimetres. So for this plant, it would be, well, I could choose actually. I could choose to clip it to there, which wouldn't be too hectic a prune, and then prune it again when it grows more. Or I could go way back down to there. But for this, I think there would be fine. And then as soon as it grows more, I probably want to cut it down another couple centimetres. Just keep on clipping a few leaves off this guy. Always 2 leaf nodes, so just above leaf nodes there. That means more or less just above where the leaf growth is. Yes. And keep on doing that just until I get the look I want. This one here is massive. So I want to give this a really drastic prune. So I probably want to prune it down to at least here or here. One of these 2 leaf nodes here, just to encourage more outwards growth. And I can do that right now actually. Now it's going to feel awful. You're going to feel like you're doing a rubbish thing and you've worked really, really hard and you're just taking away all that kind of hard work. Don't worry about it. You're totally fine. It will regrow. I'm not going to be too drastic with it. I'm going to go for here. And there we go. These were clean, disinfected scissors. You can also use secateurs. And that's gone. That's a wee shame. This now I'm going to leave alone for a period of time. I probably want to leave this alone for roughly 2 weeks, 3 weeks before doing anything with it, because it's had that wee bit of a shock to it, a wee bit of a shock to its system. When it is lovely and luscious and a wee bit thicker, I would then be looking to pot it on, kind of graduate from its wee glass to a big boy pot. I tend to clip back my avocado trees twice before potting on, but if you just want to clip or cut them back once, should be completely good to go. I usually use a ceramic container, and the aim of the game is aeration and good drainage with avocado trees. Aeration meaning getting that air into the roots. For that reason, I tend to use a good quality houseplant potting mix to start with some added perlite. Now, perlite will just really help with that aeration. It means the soil's never going to get far too compacted and will also be lovely and easy to drain. So easy peasy. There you go, everything you've wanted to know about how to get an avocado to grow into a wee tree, from fruit to seed to tree. I really hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, remember to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And